Welcome back to Packernet. So negotiations were successful. We were able to get Jake back on Packernet Derailed. You may be asking, what was the price? Yes, we had to send Ryan over to the competition. I think that it was a pretty fair. I was willing to pay that. So we got our draft expertise back. Because I feel like a lot of the time Ryan and I just kind of BS on here, and then Jake brings knowledge, and so it was out of balance when it was just me and Ryan last week. So, tool for this, how many Shroot bucks did you have to give up for Jake? I can't remember exactly what the conversion rate is. It was not many. Like Ryan, how many Ryans is a Shroot buck? It's not many. So that was good. Welcome back, Jake. Thank you for rejoining us.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Great to be here.
He said, not sarcastically and not at gunpoint or anything.
No, nobody's standing off screen right now. There's nobody over here or anything, or here. No. But yeah, do we know who the player to be named later is in this deal yet, or are we kind of waiting for that? Is that gonna be announced later this week? Is Schefter gonna make an announcement tweet about an announcement? Like that's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's Matt Ramage.
Oh, Matt Ramage. Wow. There you go. The people who are here first live, they know. Wow.
So how about it? So Justin Jefferson, shockingly, air quotes, shockingly, not traded, as I said all along. There was never any chance he was actually going to get traded because nobody's that stupid. And they're not paying a quarterback right now, as Tool for this says. So pay your wide receiver whatever you want when you're not paying a quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. They don't have Kirk Cousins $100 million guaranteed, $90 million over 2 years hanging over their heads right now. So it's not a big deal. Pay the man. Easy.
As Andrew Brandt would like to tell us, Kirk Cousins is in the Business of Sports Hall of Fame. Had to think. Business of Sports Hall of Fame. That man has never, outside of his rookie contract, he has never had a dime that wasn't fully guaranteed on any of his deals. It's amazing.
It truly is insane. He was like signing live deals before live was a thing, basically. Like that's essentially what Kirk Cousins has been doing all this time. So.
Tool for this says, does J Love get that Jetta's contract, bro?
If they get him for that much, are you just sign me up? Come on.
If they get him for that much,
it's equal
plus 10 million per year,
that's fine. Yeah.
No, I mean if he gets Jefferson plus 10 million, we're still putting Goody in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's what deal. 45, right? Yeah,
45 mil a year
would be the plus 10. Yeah,
quarterback.
Come on, man.
I mean, how much isn't that exactly what Daniel Jones is making? 45. If you can get,
I think he's getting 40, but I think Mahomes and Allen are around that number, which is again very nutty right now.
I think Mahomes was 50 because he did.
Did he up that?
No. His big deal was 10 years for $500 million.
Oh yeah, I must be thinking cap number right now.
Oh yeah, I mean cap number is not that big.
Because I think it gets more and more tricky down the line. Yeah, it's something like that.
So I mean, anyway. I think that a lot of Packer fans have kind of settled on like 55 for Love. I think that's where the fan base is right now.
Reset? No.
Why would he not reset it? He's He's the next quarterback, and he's great. So why would you not reset the market with him?
So are we resetting it above Burrow's current, this quote on Spotrac, average salary? Which is what I see here. It's got
okay. I mean that always is the question is what what is, which number do you go with? I think you do go with average per year. So Burrow's at 55, Goff is at 53.
Man. Mahomes is T8 right now, 45. That is genuinely insane right now. That guy's like, first off, Watson is making more than him per year.
You know why he's at
genuinely
45?
hilarious.
You know why he's at 45 is because he still had some time left on his previous deal when he signed the 10-year extension. So it was 50 per year new money, 45 per year because it was actually just an extension. So like this is the thing, you know, the agent is always going to say it one way, and then the team is going to say it another way, and you know. Okay, so Burrow is 55 per year. I mean, even with Goff. So Goff, 53 per year, but that was, I remember, like as soon as that came out, we were immediately talking about, you know, how many new years is this actually adding versus, because I don't think it's actually 53 a year, but I think it's one of those where you can say it one way and it's 53 a year.
Yeah, it's weird because it's obviously. Yeah.
Now, interestingly,
Goff's numbers, but
Goff's 2026 cap number right now.
It's got to be.
It's 69.6.
That's huge. Which, yeah, I mean, that deal, he's playing at least 3 of the 4. If he doesn't play all 4, right? Like that's.
So he's got one void year tacked on, but he's under contract here through 2028, so it's actually 5 years.
Oh yeah. Oh right, yeah. Because
4 through 8 is 5.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, Love at 56 would be kind of wild.
Mark Zambito says, do it if he goes 5+ years. So this is the other thing is how many years. I think it's going to be 5 years.
Yeah,
if I had to 5 new years.
If I had to bet, it would 4 or 5. I would go 5. I think his camp's gonna push for the 5th year. Which why wouldn't you?
So I think it'll be 5. Well, no. I think the team wants 5. I think.
Oh, you think they want
Love's
5.
camp is only going to want 4, but the team's going to want 5 because they want.
Oh yeah, because
they want him under contract for longer, and it's not just about having the control. It's also by the time you get to that 5th year, you're paying 2024 money for what would that be 2029? So
yeah, which you got guys who from this rookie class will start to potentially be getting just giant numbers then. Like what Caleb Williams $65 million a year contract or something like that. Yeah.
So Jordan's for this year, for 2024, his total cap number is 12.75.
Wow.
So if he signed a new deal that was 5 years, 55 mil, plus the 12.75, and you divide that by 6, you're actually paying 47.95 per year for 6 years. Which, like,
that's
so his agent, Dave Mulugeta gets to say, "Hey, we reset the market. He's getting 55 million a year." And the team's sitting there going, we're paying less than 48 million a year for him.
Right. Which is, we're paying what, 1 million more ish a year than Kyler Murray is getting currently. You're getting less than Jalen Hurts, right? Less than Jackson, Herbert, Goff, Burrow, which.
Yeah. But that's the Arizona tax. And I'm not talking about the state tax. I'm talking about the stupidity tax of being the Arizona Cardinals.
There you go.
Hearing contracts going into 2028 makes me feel so old. Scratch that. It just makes me old. Well,
you want to hear how long Mahomes, his contract goes until? It's 2031. So,
31.
Yeah, 2031.
Dude, if we were signing, here's the thing though, like I want to sign Jordan to a 5-year deal.
Yeah.
But like by the time the Chiefs were signing Mahomes to his 10-year deal, you already knew he was going to be good for all 10 years. Like there was no question in your mind. You're like, oh yeah, 10 years. That's great. Like if the Packers were signing Jordan Love to a 10-year deal, I think that we'd be like, okay, hold on. Like,
Yeah.
I really liked what I saw from
Slow
him.
down.
Can we get one more year before we do that?
Yeah, right. You want to reset the market? Give me one more year in 25 then. And then we'll talk. Yeah, that's
Brian
a lot.
wants
Also, Mahomes, that cap hit starts to really, really hurt after this year. So he's at 37 this year. Then it's 66, 68, 64 the next three. Then it drops down into the 30s and then the 40s near the end of his contract. So
it's not really going to hurt though, because they're going to keep restructuring him.
oh, for sure.
So now you can. There's only so much you can do. Like 2025 is going to be kind of a big year regardless, because he's only got 16. Oh, he's got a roster bonus. I forget what the rules are that you can do with the roster bonus. His roster bonus is 32 mil.
Oh,
His
yeah.
base salary is 16 and a half. So I can't remember what you can do with a roster bonus. I think you can turn that into salary and then turn it into signing bonus. I'm not sure, but you can spread that out.
That you convert, yeah.
And then, because if you look at like 2028, he's only got a cap hit of 32 mil.
Yeah.
And like by then, like 32 mil is going to be like 8% of the team's cap at that point.
Yeah,
like
I know it says 9.73 now, but like imagine in what 5 years? Gosh, it might be like 7%. With how
I
much
don't even see the 9% you're talking about.
Oh, I have it on Mahomes' like contract is cap hit, cap percentage.
Oh,
on there because it jumps to 24% next year, and like you said, that 32 million in 2028 is like 9% right now, 9.7. So that'll drop even more. So contract.
Yeah, I mean the cap is jumping up by so much every year. I did a podcast, I don't know, like maybe a year and a half ago, talking about like NFL inflation and how a lot of these teams are getting away with pushing out all this money into the future because the future cap is so high. And so you're spending tomorrow's money today, but you're also spending tomorrow's money at today's prices.
Yes. And
then you can, when you get there, you're spending, super future money on just tomorrow's prices. And so, obviously where you get in trouble is, I don't know, a global pandemic, shutting down the NFL and slashing revenue for a whole year.
Yeah.
And that obviously bites you. But, that's risk assessment. Yeah. Are you willing to take that risk? And some teams were, and the Packers were. So,
there you go.
Tool for this says, as long as we don't do what some fans want and give Jordan a 1-year prove-it deal, no way he would go for that. Yeah, no, he's not going to do that. He did it last year.
Yeah,
he did that already.
He did. He bet on himself already. Yeah.
I mean, the question is, would he actually play on what he's under contract for this year, which is, that's Mahomes. Hold on. Jordan Love is under contract for 10.5 base salary, 1.7. No, forget the 1.7. $500,000 workout bonus. So you're talking 11 mil. Would he play out this year on 11 mil? I would say, I mean, I certainly don't think it's going to get to that point. But if it came down to it, I don't think he would. I think that Dave Mulugeta would not let him go out there and play on that salary. Because here's the thing, if it's the day before the season opener, there's no way that Goody is going to say, let's trot Sean Clifford out there. That's fine.
Well, hold on a minute.
Actually,
hold on a minute. What if Pratt's trotting out there, man?
What's that?
What if Pratt's trotting out there, though?
Screw it. Jordan can sit. Ride or die with Pratt. Hey, you want to play a fun game?
Pratt against the Eagles in Brazil. Yo, Packers, because I know Packers fans have a strong fan base in Brazil. They would be so ticked. They're like, you're kidding me. We finally get the NFL here, and it's the Packers of all teams, and Love doesn't play and Pratt plays. They would be devastated. Absolutely devastated.
Brian Maffei, Pratt equals future Hall of Famer. Yes. Hall of Fame of JJ's heart. You know, every year we've always had this situation where Packer fans hate QB2 and they love QB3. And I'm just going to say, like, every year I always think that's stupid. But, like, you know how much I was adoring of Michael Pratt pre-draft. And I thought he was going, like, the freaking second round. If you go, you know, if anybody
based on how that first round went, I couldn't believe that no quarterbacks went on day 2. And I know there wasn't, like, an overwhelming amount of teams that still needed QBs at that point, but I mean, if teams are going to invest in QB2 like that, why are you not, like, lining up to, you know, to do that? So
I thought that Pratt was going to go ahead of Spencer Rattler. I knew there was a chance that Rattler could go first. I did not think that all those other guys were going to go first.
No.
I thought that Pratt was a lock to go 4th round or earlier. An absolute lock.
I think
and
we
I would
said
have been
this.
willing to take him in the 2nd round.
Yeah, I think we said this. I don't know. Someone said, maybe it was me. I was just kind of like, if they take Pratt at like 91, like don't lose your minds, because he's probably worth that pick. And it kind of kept doing it because we were doing mock drafts. We were like, you know, trying to gauge a lot of that, and it was like, oh, you know, Michael Pratt probably gonna be a 3rd round pick. If Goody wants someone like that, he's probably gonna have to do that right then and there, or just, you know, draft whoever's, you know, still just sitting there in the 7th round. Lo and behold, it's actually Michael Pratt. Hilarious, absolutely hilarious. That teams would let that happen. Future New Orleans Saint for 2 first-round picks. Love that.
What are you talking about?
Said future New Orleans Saints quarterback Michael Pratt after they give Green Bay 2 firsts for him.
Oh, right.
When he spot starts and just out there getting dubs.
Yeah, or the Seahawks might be ready by then. Like, you know,
well, yeah,
because they're gonna try Geno Smith one more time. We'll see what happens.
Well, I think I think Giants, Raiders, right? Those are probably your teams right now where you go, well, they're not set at all. Right?
No, but I'm just saying the Seahawks have kind of been the team, you know, as far as making Packers backups their starters.
That's true.
That's you know, Seattle's where it's at.
Who are they? So then,
the Saints, Taysom Hill.
Yeah, there you go. Pratt's an athlete. Don't forget. Yeah, then it'll be like, all right, who's Seattle drafting in the 3rd round? That's gonna, you know, unseat him as the starter.
Oh, right.
Time is a flat circle.
If you're gonna like hold me to task for the things I said pre-draft that I kind of pounded the table for, one thing, and I forgot about this. I was like banging the table for 3rd round running back for like forever, and then when they actually did it, I was like, "No, this isn't what I wanted," because I'm an idiot. And
didn't want that.
And then
no, not like that. That's what you did. He's like, you know, I wouldn't mind running back in the 3rd. The Packers select. No, not like that. Right.
Oh, you took the running back I didn't want, which is actually not true. Like I even liked Marshawn Lloyd. You know, this is how dumb I am. Like pre-draft, I'm on this stream talking about running back in the 3rd, talking about Marshawn Lloyd and how I like him. And like we even did a thing where we were talking one night about why not Marshawn Lloyd, and we were like, you know, he's like at the top of all these lists, but he's kind of old. Like we kept doing that.
Yeah.
That one night, and then we stopped and asked ourselves, like, how much do we care about an old running back? Like, we don't.
No, we shouldn't. No.
And then even so, even though both of those things I had kind of said, like, yeah, I'm down with this, I still was like, oh, Marshawn Lloyd in the 3rd? What? Come on, Cootie.
Yeah, I think the Lloyd thing was very interesting, just because I think if you told me, and this is like, you know, how do you weigh, because there's still some projection and development, I think, even with guys who are, you know, 23, 24 coming into the league, because if there were less things to worry about, they would have been drafted as 21, 22-year-olds, right? If you told me in 2 years, like, Lloyd has fumbled once and gotten a bunch of carries 2 years down the road, I'd be like, all right, well, he's a top 3 running back in this class, no matter what. The problem is how devastating a lot of his fumbles have been.
Yeah.
And so, like, that to me, like, is just the biggest concern. If he can clean that up, then like, it's not outlandish what some of the guys saying, including DJ, who had him as the top running back on his board. Like, that shouldn't be totally shocking. As much as I like a guy like Brooks, it's, you know, it's not insane. And I think the Packers, you know, potentially know that, because Jacobs is essentially on a 1-year deal. And they're like, you know what? If this cat just comes out and he's not fumbling and he's doing all the things we want him to do, and they, you know, talked about him being a 3-down player, it's like, well, Jacobs, you can kind of just cut bait after 1 year, and this is the guy. Not to mention deep running back class incoming next year, where you can, you know, find compliments to Lloyd. So
I would push back. I would say Jacobs is on a year-to-year deal. It's not a 1-year deal. It could be a 1-year deal.
It could, yeah.
We basically have 3 team option years.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a good year-to-year is a good way to put it, for sure. But if it's not, if he looks like 2023 self this year, I think it's, you know, it's kind of like you just kind of.
Yeah, but I mean, the whole team was imploding. Like, I mean, I don't think anybody's upset with the fact that we brought him in.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because, as you said, that team, until kind of Pierce took over, they just had like no direction at all. It was horrendous. Like, the offensive line, huge regression. Like, you could just tell between 22 and 23. Like, 22, it was
the exact same color as the wall behind me.
There you go.
And it's also like the exact same color as your shirt. It's like we planned it.
It's pretty close.
Oh, I don't have a Packers logo, though.
Yeah. I made sure to carry the G for tonight.
Well, I got
as much as possible.
My Packers cup here.
Well, there you go. Look at that.
So,
crushing it.
Look,
but I got at least 3 Gs.
My other Packers cup.
Because I got this boy back here. So, we're decked out.
I think you're a little more decked out than I am. What's that one in the middle? In between
it's North Dakota State. It's the Bison.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Weren't you doing a podcast with a guy that told JJ he doesn't know ball? What? First of all, a lot of idiots have told me I don't know ball.
That might have been Brian. who said that jokingly.
Did Brian say that I don't know ball?
I don't know. I don't know who else it could be. If it was Brian. Brian's hilarious.
Here's the thing about don't know ball is if you're gonna say don't know ball, you then have to back up what you're saying with explaining the ball that you're talking about. And if you can't do that, sorry, man.
Yeah,
you have to.
It's true.
Like,
it's true.
Here's where that insult actually carries some weight. If you said, like, oh, you don't know ball, let me explain the schematics of what we're talking about here. Or let's talk about the math, or let's talk about the analytics.
Yeah.
And discuss why factually what you said is incorrect. Then it actually carries some weight. If you're just like, oh, bro, that opinion you have is so trash, you just don't know ball. Like, okay, I just don't care. Sorry, doesn't move me.
Yeah. That's like them saying you don't know ball. I think it's like, you know, a team doing PR to justify a draft pick. You know, it's kind of along that same line of like, hey, you know, you're just wrong. Like, I don't need to back anything up. This is online. You don't have to worry about it. Like, it just feels like you're doing a little bit extra. It's like you're saying someone doesn't know ball. I assume it's because you don't. But you're just lashing out to do it. I don't know.
Tool for this says Lloyd is the most intense looking running back I've ever seen. Dude just looks mad. He does kind of run angry. I'll say that. But so does Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs runs angry, which I like.
I don't think he'll ever take the title because Pacheco just looks like he's angry at turf all the time. Like, I just don't know if anybody can surpass him in that regard. But, you know, angriest Packer runner, I'm there. We'll see. We'll see how that plays out this year between the two of them, honestly.
What would it take? No, what would you give to get running back Bo Jackson on this team?
What would I give?
Yeah.
A lot of Schrute bucks. That's what I would give. A lot of Schrute bucks. Schrute bucks plus a first round pick, maybe.
What if I told you? What if I told you that it might happen? We might get Bo Jackson, the running back named Bo Jackson. We might get him. Might have a shot at him here in a couple of years.
Oh no.
He's furiously Googling. So there's a 2025 recruit being courted by Bama, Georgia, Ohio State. He's a Southern Ohio kid. A lot of people are crystal balling him to Georgia. It's interesting because, like, when was the last time you remember Georgia going outside of Georgia for a running back? Like, there are running backs coming out your ears down there in the Peach State or whatever.
Yeah.
But his name is Bo Jackson, and he's widely considered, like one of the big 2 or 3 running back recruits in the class. It's just, but here's the thing.
Exciting.
So he goes by Bo, right? And obviously you can be like, oh man, it's kind of unfortunate. But his government first name is Lamar.
Oh.
There's nothing he can do.
I feel bad for him now.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So I think the thing is that, like, Lamar Jackson is too recent, but at least with Bo Jackson, a lot of the kids don't know, and so you can still kind of define the name Bo Jackson.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because the old and new heads are gonna be all over it there. So that's, man, I feel bad. I do. That is. There's a lot of expectation there. It's like, okay, so do you run like Bo or do you run like Lamar? What is he gonna say? Yes. If he says yes, he's the greatest running back of all time.
I can't remember who's Calvin guy playing for this year. Is he with Rutgers this year?
Yeah. Yes. That is Rutgers back, who is just far too low on the consensus board at this point.
Dude, Rutgers.
It's early, but like he's far too low on this thing.
Rutgers is going to be so interesting. Our Derailed show does not have a big enough college football audience on here for us to actually talk about it. But some of the like 3rd tier Big Ten teams that are probably going to be 2nd or maybe like fringe 1st tier this year is such an interesting conversation. You look at like I think that Nebraska. So Nebraska and Iowa play. They play Black Friday weekend, I think.
Yes.
And that's after they both play Ohio State. I think that those teams, both of them, are no worse than 1-loss teams.
Really? So you think that's a playoff game essentially before the playoffs, potentially?
Yeah. No, I do. No, okay. I think they're going to be right in the mix of it. It's going to be tough because, like, can the Big Ten get 3 playoff teams in? I think you got Ohio State and Oregon should be locks to get in the playoffs. Michigan is right there. They're fringe with Iowa and Nebraska. Can the Big Ten get 3 in? I think they will this year. I think they'll get 3 in.
I think
so. Which way? So, could Nebraska or Iowa knock off Ohio State this year? Absolutely plausible for them to do so. And then they play each other. So, I think I said that, like, I don't think they'll be any worse than 1 loss by the time they play each other. So you're going to have one of them probably a 2-loss team unless the loser of that matchup between those two beat Ohio State, and then they both be 1-loss teams. But, like, the problem for Michigan is they just have such a brutal schedule. I mean, it is
they lost a lot of people. I think Oregon and Ohio State are your ins right now.
And I think that Nebraska and Iowa are going to have fewer losses than Michigan because of Michigan's schedule. Because Michigan plays who? USC, Texas. Who's the other big team they play? Ohio State, but there's another one they play though.
They play Oregon too.
They play Oregon.
Yeah,
They do.
Michigan's in, yeah, they play USC, Oregon, Ohio State, and Texas.
It's hard to see them winning
It's not happening.
more than one of those four.
No, they're in trouble.
So
I don't care that some of them are at home. They're in trouble.
So like through no
That's funny.
Through no fault of their own. Hang on, I got to back
Michigan,
up.
Michigan actually playing some teams is really funny. That's really funny.
Yeah, so it is
funny
because Michigan has been playing like their non-conference schedule has been like Hawaii the last few years.
Yeah.
And
the good news is the schedule. I mean, this playoff structure is going to invite more of these type of games. So,
right.
Like, listen, Texas, there's no excuse. You better be winning that game. There's no excuse.
Adam Huddle says Big Ten West is about to get a rude awakening. I agree.
Yeah, they will, of course.
Yeah. So I was talking to an Iowa fan the other day, and I asked him a question. He was like royally offended about it because it was, even though I was not demeaning Iowa intentionally, I was demeaning the Big Ten West, and therefore he felt like it was demeaning Iowa. So I was asking him which former Big Ten West teams are going to fall off the most because of the dissolution of the conference. All right. AKA you were propped up by getting to play garbage teams all the time. And now that you have to play a real schedule, like it would be laughable that you're going to, be sniffing the conference championship game, that kind of crap. So
I got two of them.
I have one really big one. Give me your two, and I'm gonna think who else I want to throw in there for my big one.
I think these two that have been like in enough contention and they play at the end of the season, right? And it's often it can often be for the spot in the title game. Wisconsin and Minnesota are two of them for sure.
Okay, so
I think Wisconsin's already going down that road. I think they've kind of been humbled a little bit even lately, even in the West, which, brother, and like their schedule's not even necessarily that bad this year. Maybe you could say their home schedule's not great. They got Oregon, they got Penn State and Purdue, which I think Purdue's fine. I think Purdue's gonna be fine, truthfully. I like their coach. He came over from Illinois as their DC. I have no problem with Purdue. I think Purdue's gonna be fine. But Minnesota, I think the flex stuff, I think it's wearing off. And yeah, I just don't buy Wisconsin. I think those are my two. I don't. There's ones that I don't count because like they're already still like average to bad. But I think those two are like, oh yeah, they're consistently up there fighting for that West title. Yeah, I'm out on those two.
So I think like Iowa is going to continue to be who they've always been, which is they are. I don't know what title to give them because they're not. You can't call them a blue blood, but like they are a respectable top 25 program in the country.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think they're always going to be good defensively, and when they have average offensive seasons, they're a solid to, above average, you could even say good team.
Right.
For sure. And so like they're, as you said, they're always going to be there. Like their defense that's returning, Sebastian Castro, Quinn Schultz, Xavier Nwangpa, like Logan Lee, or not Logan Lee. Sorry, he went. But those three in the secondary, plus there's one guy that I was. Yeah, Ethan Herkett is one. Like they have a lot of guys on that defense. If they could find anything offensively,
I'm excited.
I looked at their schedule. Their schedule stinks, man. It stinks. They get Washington, who lost like everyone at home. Wisconsin, Northwestern, Nebraska, right? Oh, yeah, they got the linebackers. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of as well. Like, they need to be just fine. You, like, lose to Ohio State. Oh, maybe UCLA caught you on a road trip that's tough across the country that you're not used to. And then you're going into the Nebraska game with 2 losses, I think, at most. And, yeah. I see the path.
I'm
final
nervous.
team in, maybe, because obviously the group of 5 gets one, or the group of still
Yeah,
group of 5. It's still it's power 4 and group of 5.
Power 4, group of 5. Yeah,
Yikes!
I'm going forward.
I hate that.
I'm
I hate it,
nervous for get used to it because it's going to be the power 2 probably.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Fun fact: I think the first podcast Jake and I ever did together may have been the first time we ever talked. I can't remember.
I think it was the first time that they announced the 12-team playoff.
No, it was.
Or was it earlier than that?
It was when USC and UCLA
announced. That's right.
The Big Ten.
That's right.
Yeah, so a little more recent.
That's right.
So I'm going forward. I'm nervous about the future of Illinois and Northwestern. I think Nebraska and Iowa are going to be fine, and I think Minnesota and Wisconsin are just never going to be relevant again.
I don't think so.
Like making the playoffs for either of those teams is going to be a massive accomplishment.
You have to get the right schedule, basically.
I think that making the playoffs for Wisconsin is going to be almost as impressive as it would have been like in the 4-team playoff era. Because you were almost gift wrapped an appearance in the Big Ten title game, like a 7-win season was going to get you there most years.
Yeah.
And so, if you catch the Big Ten East champion on the right day, boom, you got your ticket punched to, being right in the thick of the playoff conversation. And conversely, looking at the Big Ten East, I don't think much changes. I think the current Big Ten East teams are already used to what life is going to be like in the new Big Ten.
Oh, for sure. Rutgers is as battle tested as anyone.
Yeah,
and I think they're going to show that.
Rutgers has been getting more and more exciting every year for the last 3 years straight.
I think Iowa's in their own tier, right? Maybe you put them in Penn State. Honestly, they're probably with Penn State.
Iowa, Penn State is a definite tier, and I would hear an argument for putting Washington and UCLA in that same tier.
I think Washington's going to struggle. They lost.
We're not talking this year. We're talking.
I know, but they're going to have to rebuild with new coach, there's a lot that they're going to have to do.
Do you think it's going to take them more than 5 years to make the playoffs?
Yes.
You think?
I do.
Wow.
I do think it's going. I do. I'll stamp that.
Michigan,
Ohio State, Oregon aren't going anywhere. I think Michigan might take the quick rebuild route. But again, Washington, Iowa feels like the team, right? Yeah, even if I feel like Iowa's just going to be a team as well that's going to be a thorn in their side all the time when they play. I don't think I buy them.
The 2018 Washington team made the Rose Bowl.
Yeah,
and then they kind of
Peterson's last year.
I can't remember because DeBoer got there in 22.
Yeah,
and they
obviously had Jimmy Lake for a couple years or something like that.
They were struggling for a few years because it wasn't until 22. Now, obviously, they were recruiting well, but 22, 23,
yeah,
they're obviously right up there. So I mean, they went 2019 was a huge dip for Washington.
Yeah, I don't think Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon are going anywhere. And I think, you mentioned UCLA, we mentioned Iowa and Penn State. They're going to have to clear those hurdles. I think the frisky tier definitely includes Purdue and Rutgers. And maybe you'd throw Nebraska in there with them. And we didn't even mention USC. So I think they're going to get kind of lost in a shuffle a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm concerned for them.
It's going to be a tough conference going forward.
It is. Just
and Ohio State and Michigan can't sit there comfortably and just assume that one of them is getting their ticket punched every year either, because like honestly, I think that the toughest team
Well, it's funny
for
because
those
all
two to
three of
compete
them
with is
play each other.
Oregon.
Those top three, yeah, all
Yeah.
three of them play. They round robin this year, so
Yeah, for the next like 3 years, I think Oregon is going to be a thorn in the side of college football, not just the Big Ten. I think that
they're winning a title. Next 3 years, they're winning
the
one.
2025 team is winning a title.
One of the next 3 years, they're taking it. They will.
I think this year is too early. I think that their offense is going to take a big step back. So
Yeah,
think about
Gabriel
who they have on offense this year, and compare who they had last year, and tell me who on this year's offense would you take over who they had at that same position last year?
I might take Evan Stewart over Troy Franklin.
Is he? But he's the only one.
I mean, yeah,
you downgraded on the offensive
You're
line.
losing JPJ, which is very tough.
Yep.
I like a Johnny Cornelius. I think he could be an anchor for them, though.
But he, I forgot because where did he transfer from? Arizona State or something?
I don't know. Obviously, still have Tez Johnson, who's very Tyreek-y at times. Yeah, it's going to be an offensive line thing for them this year. Also, do you like Dylan Gabriel a lot?
I don't like him as much as Bo Nix.
Oh, for sure. I don't know. I still think they're a playoff team because I think they're going to beat Michigan. They'll lose to Ohio State.
Well, but I think that Ohio State and Oregon are going to play a minimum of 2 times, maybe 3 times this year. So,
well, that's possible.
So,
that's possible.
If they play 3 times, I think they get Ohio State at least once. So,
3 times.
So you got 2 questions. One is like, who wins 2 of those? And then obviously the most important is who wins the third matchup. If you have a third matchup,
that's true. Yeah. Who cares about the first 2? If you match up a third time, yeah.
If you match up a third time, then you did enough right the rest of the year.
Yeah.
That those first 2 games don't matter. So
yeah, it's true. I feel like I think they're going to lose to Ohio State twice. I think they're going to do the Washington thing.
Okay.
That they did this past year. I give Ohio State the edge the third time. Again, I don't think they're going to beat a third time. That would be insane. To be like, just so you know, like Oregon and Ohio State played 3 times this year.
Wait a minute. Incredible. Why would they not meet 3 times though? The only reason they would not meet 3 times is if somebody else knocks one of those teams out in the playoffs.
I guess it's seeding dependent, right?
No. I mean, like win all your games in the playoffs, and you're going to meet each other. So, like,
yeah, I don't think.
Okay, the 4 best teams in college football, as we sit today, and I'm not ranking; I'm just listing them. So don't think about the order I'm saying it.
Yeah,
Ohio State, Oregon, Texas, Georgia. Am I wrong? Is there a different team I should have in that top 4?
I don't think so.
Okay, so are Georgia or Texas beating Oregon or Ohio State?
Yeah.
Okay, so give me your natty. Who are the 2 teams in the natty?
Ohio State, Georgia.
So Georgia and Ohio State somehow managed to knock off Texas and Oregon on the way there.
I think so. This is the grand scheme here, right? Are you giving potentially? Let's play this out. 2-loss Texas or 2-loss Oregon? What do you mean?
A kid who wore number 99 and played quarterback at Ohio State? No,
that was.
Are you thinking 33, Devin Brown?
He might be thinking that. Is he thinking about Denard Robinson? Is he thinking about Denard Robinson back in the day?
No,
for Michigan. Is that what he's talking about?
So Kyle McCord was the starting quarterback at Ohio State last year. He got the boot. He transferred to Syracuse.
I think I can do this.
So Ohio State has 5 quarterbacks in the room right now. They got Julian Sayin, the number 1 overall in the 2024 recruiting class. They got Aaron Noland, who is like number 13 overall, I think, something like that. Kid from last year at Ohio State. Dude, Devin Brown wears 33.
Yeah.
Right now, he is projected to be the backup to Will Howard. A lot of people think that Julian Sayin might at some point become the starter, but he's a true freshman, so I'm not putting money on that.
Yeah.
Devin Brown is booty. Which of the 5 snaps that he played are you referring to? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know how you could possibly
the fourth one. It was just cheeks. I don't know what's going on.
I will acknowledge that Kyle McCord was not very good. Listen, Devin Brown is not going to be the starter this year. He's a backup.
I don't think so.
He also has not played enough for anyone in the world to say yes or no whether he's good or bad. It is completely unknowable right now because of it's such a small sample size, and he's not the starter. So don't worry about Devin Brown.
Yeah.
I was not expecting to talk about Ohio State this much on the Packernet Derailed live stream, but Adam Huddle, you win.
Yeah, I think so.
Sorry, Howard, the 33 kid was booty.
Howard.
Well, I don't know. I can't remember what number Will Howard is, but Devin Brown is 33.
Yeah.
Okay. Jake.
Yes.
We have been rambling about college football for way too long for our NFL audience.
So I just want to say, JJ, I think we got to do this.
Go ahead.
So have you done playoff predictors before? Do you know that website? No.
I'm looking it up right now to see
because on that site for the past several years now, you've been able to pick like every NFL game.
Okay.
They have college football mega picker. I think it's like work in progress. I think they had it last year. I assume they're going to update it for 2024. I think it'd be a great show to go through that once that comes out.
I've never seen this in my life, but let's do it once they update it with 2024.
Yeah, once we get 2024, we're doing that for sure.
So I see the NFL here. I can actually just share my screen so that people can see.
JJ tried to get us back on track. I'm just not allowing it, I guess. It's fine.
Okay, so this is the 2020. Why are these images not loading?
I don't know.
My ad blocker.
Could be.
Ad blocker.
Let me see if it shows up on my end.
Try this again. There we go. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you can pick like every game.
So Green Bay versus the Eagles. Okay. It's kind of a cool site.
Yeah, it's nice and simple. I've run through it a few times already. Tie.
What a terrible game this is going to be. Ay.
I think the Vikings are better. Well,
I don't know. I mean, who's going to be their quarterback for that game?
I don't know if it matters. I'm sure it matters. I think the Vikings. Listen, go click on the Vikings really quick. Go to the top right, go to the top right. Click on Vikings, where they're at. Yeah, then you can pull up their thing. That first half for the Vikings is brutal, man. It is brutal. Okay, after that Giants game.
Giants, Niners.
It sucks for them.
So they're going to be 0-2 to start the season. 0-3
Houston. Then they're at Green Bay.
Then
they're playing the Jets.
I think they can beat the Jets.
Okay. Then they play Detroit.
Okay, so Vikings, Lions head-to-head. Let's see. So 20 to 30. So they've lost 3 straight to the Lions. I'll pick the Lions here.
Rams Thursday short week.
That's easy. Okay, Colts are booty.
Oh, we're gonna fight about that, man. I can't wait to fight all summer about that.
Well, I mean,
I'm telling you, Colts are gonna beat the Packers week 2, and I'm calling it right now.
Well, the Colts is absolutely the kind of game that the Packers will drop.
They're gonna lose.
Titans, though. Okay, you're not gonna argue with me about Titans booty.
No,
Titans
not at all. Not at all. But that's again. So the Jaguars would be the first half, right? So if you take that that win off against the Titans. That's the first half of the schedule.
That's what, 1 win?
That
Where
sucks.
2 wins.
I
gave them 2 wins in the first half of the
sucks
season
for them.
So at that point, you start tanking.
Yeah, like it's probably gonna be bad. It's a brutal opening.
This Falcons Vikings game will be interesting.
Oh, for sure.
Obviously.
Yeah. I could see them picking it off, right? They clip them late in that game, perhaps. But like it's a brutal start for the Vikings.
For me, it's going to depend on if Kirk Cousins is still playing by week 14.
All right, let's say Kirk Cousins is playing.
If he's playing, then the Falcons win.
Okay. There's 2 games left on the schedule for these folks. Yeah, split with Chicago. I think that'd buy that.
This is the home. This is the home. So
yeah, home's on the right.
At home.
And they lose at Chicago.
Do this.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna give them 2.
Oh wait, no, I was trying to do this.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's what I was trying to do.
That's all right, like, so that is. What is that? 5-12 or is that 4-13?
Where does it show you? 7-10.
Oh, you have 7? Oh wow.
Is that right?
More than I thought.
1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah, you must.
4.
But
5,
this is it, right? But this is it on the back half. Like they can make it look respectable in the back half.
Yeah.
But they started like 1-8.
So let's do the Packers now. This is kind of fun.
Let's do it. Okay.
All right. So that'll be easy.
I think a 3-1 start makes a lot of sense for Green Bay at this point. You can go 4-0 if you want to.
I'm undecided on this.
I think they're going to drop one of the first 2, and then I think they'll win the next 2. But
so I'm going to I'm kind of planning on going to this game, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. I feel like they'll stunt. This is exactly what the Packers do, right? So you skipped both of those games. I feel like they're going to beat Houston. Everybody's going to love Houston that game. They're going to show up, and then, yeah, exactly. They're going to go lose at Jacksonville. 100%. Yeah. Like, that is 100% what the Packers will do. They do that kind of stuff all the time. It's like, oh, Houston, 50-50 game. Oh, yeah. How about that statement win? And it's like, oh, Jacksonville, they're favored by like 5 points on the road. Oh, oops. Listen, we just didn't show up for that one. It's fine. Holy smokes.
Here's the thing. The Packers are going to split with the 49ers this year.
Okay.
Split with the 49ers this year.
Okay.
You know what that means?
Yeah, they're going to – that Dolphins game is going to be a bloodbath, by the way.
No. You know what I mean when I'm saying they're going to split with the 49ers.
Unfortunately, yeah. Yeah. That's how it goes.
All right, so I'm undecided on.
So they're 14-2 right now with the.
Okay, so that means they lose to the Colts. 14-3 is the.
Okay.
And then lose to the 49ers in the playoffs. That's what they'll do.
It's fair.
They always do. All right, so this is fun, and I definitely want to keep doing this, but I got a game for us to play.
Okay.
So, as you can see here, we have a wheel of NFL teams, and we have a tier, a ranking list 1 through 5.
Oh man.
Here's what we're gonna do.
We need to get some controversial teams in here so JJ and I can kind of debate these. I already know 2 of them.
You don't even know what we're gonna do here.
All right.
We're gonna spin the wheel.
Okay.
You don't know which team it's gonna land on.
Oh, you gotta. Okay.
You have to rank these teams before you know what the next team is gonna be. So we spin it once, and it's the New England Patriots. And you got to decide where you're going to put New England Patriots on this list without knowing who the other 4 teams are going to be.
5. The Patriots are in a long build. All right, we're thinking if I'm the Patriots, we're thinking 2025. This is a year we're the 5, but let's roll it.
So before we do this, we have to decide what are we ranking them in. So I got a couple ideas, and we'll choose. So first we could say this is your predictor of who's gonna win the most games.
Yeah.
Okay. Or like have the best shot at the Super Bowl. Whatever. Who's gonna be the best? So you can rank it from best to worst. Okay. You could do which teams you like the most, or you could do which teams have the brightest future. Which of those 3 sounds the most interesting to start with?
I mean, obviously, predicting this season, but I do like brightest future. I think that's good.
So let's start with predicting this.
All right,
this season, and I will say, so we'll let you rank them in here. But if the chat is real quick and they throw in a a consensus vote and overturn you.
Defeat me, chat.
So let's say that let's say it's Patriots, and you say 5, and we get like 5 people immediately posting here and say number 1. Like, sorry, dude, you're getting outvoted. So
I can't get outvoted by people who put the Patriots at 1. That sounds like a don't know ball moment. Perhaps.
Chat doesn't know ball.
That might be one of those moments.
Breaking news:
All right.
Jake Schyvinck has gotten canceled for telling his chat they don't know ball.
Listen, if we're putting the Patriots at 1 for anything other than like bright future, man, we need to chat about that. Like, oh, I like the Patriots the most. They're going out. No, stop it. Absolutely not. All right,
here we go. We're spinning.
Right. Oh, give me somebody easy at the top. I
oh, no way. No way.
Okay.
It's amazing.
So
this is not rigged. That's amazing.
Okay. So okay.
Chat, you better get on this because
I'm not yet. Chat, you better go 1 because I'm not
pure evil.
I'm not picking 1, so you guys better outvote me for 1 because I will not be picking 1.
Evil.
Oh, I can play. Should I tell you what I'm thinking or no?
I'd say I would put him number 1. So I'm curious to see.
I would not. I think it's 2 or 3.
Okay, final answer. Final answer. Where you want him?
I'm putting him at 3. I'm putting him at 3. I'm putting him at 3.
What a bum.
Put him at
Chat,
3.
what the heck is wrong with you? We got almost 300
viewers.
Adam's at
6. What are we doing?
1.
That's for the Patriots, Adam. What are you doing? I hope that's he was talking about the Patriots.
I'm about to hop off of this terrible live stream.
Oh,
Rams
2.
Wow.
I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be Carolina. I was like, oh, that's the easiest 5 ever. It was so.
So let me ask you this then, because these two play each other in the regular season. Who wins that game?
The Rams do.
Rams win that game, and then who wins more games this year?
The Rams.
All right.
The Rams win more games.
All right.
Come on, you need to give me. I need like the Commanders right now.
Texans.
This is
This is Houston, Texas.
This is a hot. This is a hot take number 4 here. I'm not putting them at 1. Refuse.
You're going number 4.
I am. Yeah, I am. All this is going to turn out horribly. I've saved the two extremes. Please give me the Eagles. Please give me the Eagles. Please give me the Eagles. Their schedule's so
ends up being like the Chiefs and the Niners.
Chiefs. Well, you know where they have to go. They're not going 5, so you know they got to go there.
All right.
I'm comfortable with this as long as the Chiefs aren't showing up here.
Man, I wish I had
honestly
these teams.
Kind of comfortable with this.
I wish I had gotten these teams to rank.
Oh, perfect. Pittsburgh. Excellent. This looks fine to me. This looks fine. I actually think this looks fine.
Okay, let's see here.
I think this looks great.
Screenshot this.
I think the Texans are going to be overvalued this year. I do. So I love them at 4. JJ, you would have put the Packers at 1, right? So they would have been first. I know that you can do hindsight 2020, but I would love for you to think where you would put this. Would you put the Packers at 1?
I would have put the Packers at 1. And then the next team you got was the Rams, right? I would have put the Rams at 3 at that point.
I buy that.
So then the next
then you would have got Houston.
Texans.
So
Houston would be number 2 for me.
Okay.
So then that would have left Lions 4, and I would have felt like that was too low for them, but it was the highest spot I could still put them in. And Steelers would have been 5.
Yeah. So like, how about now? How about all 5 and you can put all 5 there? Where are you putting them?
All right. Probably.
You know,
Packers, Texans, Lions, Rams, Steelers.
I'm pretty sure I put them in the 2023 order, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure. The Rams win 10? The Rams won 10, I sure did. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's in the correct order, folks, of the 2023. That's what we're trying to do. Yeah, that's what we were trying to do, right? Oh, wait, we're not? Oh. I got it in. How about that, though? How about getting in correct 2023 order? It's kind of sick.
All right. I just tweeted your
That works.
ranking.
Everybody's be very, very high on Houston to win like 14 games.
Oh,
And-
hey, don't say out loud, but you remember the thing that I asked for in our private chat before we started here for this stream? I asked somebody. We just got it.
Did we?
Yeah.
We did get it. Oh, yes, we did.
I'm very
I know
excited
what you're
about
talking
this.
about.
I'm very excited about this. Yeah, chat, you'll find out at the end of this live stream. All right, so I think it's my turn to do.
Are you going to do this one? You're doing that?
I'm doing this one, yeah.
Okay. Same one, and then we'll both do Outlook. I like it.
Here we go. For 2024.
I would like to preface also that I think the 4 teams are going to be pretty close in record. So, wow.
I think Tampa's going to be decent this year. Like,
I think. Do you think it's
going to be a playoff team?
You think it's Tampa versus Atlanta, right? Would you say for that division? Probably.
No.
No,
I think it's Tampa comfortably in the lead, and then New Orleans.
Really?
Who's the quarterback for New Orleans this year? Is it Carr again?
It's Carr again.
It'll be Falcons and Saints vying for number 2, and I think they're going to end up. They might end up with the same record, and then tiebreakers determine who gets in.
Okay.
And then
I have a hot take.
Win like 3 games.
I have a hot take.
Okay.
Saints finish with less wins than Carolina this year,
based on their offensive line.
The vibes. New Orleans has somehow stayed like incredibly middle of the road for all of the credit card, pushing that they've been doing. One of these years, they're winning 3 games. I think it's this one. I do. I genuinely think it's this one. I think the Carolina Panthers are going to fight. I think they're going to fight this year.
I don't think that's true. I think that one of these years they're going to get tired of mediocrity and they'll commit to the rebuild. Because they're never going to have a good season until they rebuild.
Right, and so this is it.
I don't think they're committing to the rebuild this year, though.
Oh, they got Rattler. They drafted him.
Their credit card is still maxed out for this year.
It's true, but they can
easily You got to start the rebuild sooner than today.
Well,
they can rebuild 2025, but they've already built for 2024. You can't rebuild now that it's built.
No, the rebuild starts this offseason after they win 3 games.
Hey, Packers, look at that.
Look at that. The wheel is tuned for Packernet.
I think
right? Oh, interesting. I can't wait to see which spot they go. Yeah, I'm with you there.
I think this is correct.
I think so far it looks good. Yeah.
Now we'll see. I mean, maybe I'm going to get 2 dog water teams for these last 2 spots, and it's going to look terrible. Oh,
no,
what?
No. Oh, I thought it was Buffalo. Darn.
Buffalo. I could have been
Buffalo.
I could have made some headlines there.
That would have been, well, that's true. You could have.
Buffalo is not winning 6 games this year.
Oh, that's tough. That's a tough scene.
All right, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to put Raiders here. I can't.
Oh.
So, with the benefit of hindsight, Raiders would be 4, and Tampa and Chicago would be 2 and 3.
Chicago would be 2 and 3. I think there's a massive tier between 1 and the rest of these. I do.
So I think the correct order of this is clearly that.
Personally, no, but I understand that.
What would you change?
4 and 5 for sure. 4 and 5, not Chicago. No.
How much to do this?
Raiders 5, Bears 3. There we go. There we go. We got there.
I just, how are the Cardinals going to win a game? Like, they are horrific.
All right. We get a nice little bet that the Cardinals win a game. JJ is on Cardinals
1 game?
0 games. Yep. You said that.
No,
you
I'm
said,
not. I'm not.
You,
I'm not putting money on
oh,
0 wins.
oh, I see. I see.
I'm saying, what is the path?
Quickly.
What is the path to them winning a game, other than any given Sunday / random chance /
I mean,
ball
I
bounces
could give a
replay?
5-minute dissertation if you want me to, or
No.
we
Even
can get
Cardinals
to.
fans would not find that interesting.
That's fine. That's fine.
So, so you wanna redraft now for brightest outlook?
Sure.
So this is what, the next 3 years or the next 5 years?
I don't know. It's your game.
No, I'm asking your opinion. Which should it be?
I 3 is fine. I think 3 is fine.
Okay, over the next 3 years, because if it's 5 years out, then you're looking at like your 28-year-olds and being like, all right, you're now a liability.
Yeah, because I mean, 5 years could include a team drafting a quarterback in 2026, right? That we don't know that is going to land with that team. I feel like
Dylan Raiola gets drafted, and
right,
like
the Arch Manning draft. Like, where's he going? Right. Who's he? Yeah, that's tough to predict.
Okay,
although the teams are kind of
we're doing best outlook for 3 years from now, and this is not if you were the GM. It's taking into consideration
what they are,
who they are. Like, so 3 years from now, what order do you think these teams are going to be ranked?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doing our best.
And Jake, you're on the clock first.
God, give me the Jets so I can put them at 5.
Yes, the Jets.
Yes, no yes. 5 for them.
This is
Sit
so
over
rigged.
there. Sit over there.
So rigged.
Sit over there. Give me like Denver so I can put them at 4. Oh, we were close. Ooh.
Oh, look, it's Houston, Texas again.
Ooh. I'm gonna go 2 for them.
I think that's probably about right.
I really love their
GM.
I do. I think they're, but I'm playing as if I'm concerned that I roll Kansas City here. I'm playing the conservative way in this game. If I get Kansas City, I'm gonna be upset that they're not at 1. Exactly.
No way.
Exactly. Put the Chiefs at 1. Heck yes.
What is happening?
Let's go. This is what the fellows in 1600 call witchcraft.
What is happening?
I don't know, man.
There's 32 teams. The odds of you getting
I told you I needed I told you what
the team that you're saying out loud.
Hey, I told you what I need the top spot for. I told you.
What's 32 times 32? Because that's the odds. I think. 1,024. 1 in 1,000 chances.
Woo!
This is kind of weird.
Heck yeah.
Right, so they're number 1 for you.
All Easy.
Right. Chat. Drop it. Drop in the chat.
Nice if Cincinnati came up.
How Jake is rigging this.
Perfect. Okay. Excellent.
I know the answer is not that I'm in on it with him. Because
excellent.
This is my screen.
Yeah. I'll take. Well, I need to think about who's still available. Yeah, I mean, I like Burrow enough. If he's healthy, I think this is your 3.
Now, I will just say, he's been in the league 4 years. He's finished 1 season.
It's fine. Because, I mean, what if I'm landing like Denver or Detroit and like I want perfect.
Chicago.
Perfect.
Honestly, this feels about right. I think this now it kind of helps that the wheel like favored you.
Let's go. Easy, gents. I will say though, I think if Chicago gets it right, they're easily 3. Because I do agree. I think the Bengals are reaching this very potential, like very House of Cards territory here. Because you kind of mentioned it with Burrow's health.
Well, House of Cards kind of describes their offensive line, so
exactly, and and by the transitive property, Burrow's health. So, yeah, I think they could be in a world of hurt in a season or 2. But I'm comfy with that. That was great. Chiefs and Jets, we knew we were going to land both those teams to be our extremes.
All right, so here's
JJ should be calling a team out right now.
This is my turn for no. I want to. Oh,
Ooh,
49ers.
Everybody's favorite team to put on the board.
Witchcraft. So I can't put them lower than 3. Absolutely,
I don't
can't,
think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
But their team is getting older.
They
I don't think that they do a fantastic job of drafting.
Now they've been better at finding some free agents to fill some important.
They're going to have to pay Brock Purdy.
Yeah, they're going to.
If their offensive line ever starts to fall apart, like the reason that they're so dominant is the offensive line and defensive line.
Yeah, they got my guy Pooney though.
I think I'll put him at 2.
Okay, I like that.
I think that's about right.
What you need is like a Saints now.
Okay, here's the thing.
You need a Saints. That's what you need.
Here's the thing, though. Like every 3 or 4 years, they have like a 2-win season. The 49ers do. And so 3 years from now, is it going to happen to be their 2-win season, and then they go back to their 14-win season the year after again? You know. So that's the tough thing.
That's true.
Long term, Tampa is like 5.
I don't know.
I'll say 4 because I think their GM does a good job.
I think they're good. Yeah, they're a good drafting team, I think. Plus, when you have like the Giants here or something. Oh, perfect. There you go.
There you go. That's easy.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. JJ, save the spot for him.
That's easy.
Love that. Love that for you. Oh, it was almost, which, I would take Tampa over them. But if Daniels is good, they're probably in a better spot than.
This is tough.
Oh man, is
he in retrospect? I definitely should have put Tampa at 3.
Brain. Oh, okay. I mean, if Daniels is
and
good,
they could all come tumbling down right now. No, what?
Oh, it's perfect. Yes.
Oh man,
I think this is. Other than Washington, Tampa, I think it looks perfect.
Well, that's because I basically had my pick of the board for the first 3.
I think it looks great.
All right, I think pretty clearly the way you have to restack this in hindsight, probably swap these 2 and swap these 2. Yeah?
I would make one of those swaps, yeah. I don't think I would make both. Yeah.
So you like this?
I do. Yeah. I do.
All right, I'll live with it.
But I agree. I think, again, Washington, if the big brain, if you put Washington at 1 and you had that and Daniels was good, that'd be sick to look back on.
Yeah.
But do you trust any inch of that front office, even with like new owner?
I don't know. I mean, like, what do we even know about their front office right now? There's nothing to trust.
Well, I mean, they're bringing over a guy who's been a head coach already. Yeah. I mean, depends on how you like San Francisco's, style, because that's Adam Peters they brought over. So that kind of maybe leaks into kind of who they are.
So maybe the order I would do it is this.
Yeah, I think Cleveland's clearly 5.
This is the Andrew Berry hate stream.
Browns and Jets sitting at 5 in both of ours. We love that.
Oh, wait a minute. Love
that. Wait, you can put up both in this, can't you? You could, in theory, put up both of ours, I guess, side by side, because we
didn't have any of the same teams.
No, I don't believe so.
So let's see. You had Kansas City here.
Who else did you have? Chicago, I think, at 4. The Bengals at 3 and the Texans at 2. Yeah.
Where's the Texans? Are there?
They are. Yeah. And what'd you had Colts, I think, right at 1 over San Fran when you had your thing set, right?
Oh, like that.
Yeah. I think that's what you had.
All right, So I got one for you,
Okay.
and then we're gonna close out of here.
Love it.
All right. So hold on a second. I want to make sure that this is what I want to do.
Oh. Oh. Less exciting. What does he have planned? I was gonna say he wouldn't dare put the Packers in this pile of crap. It's got to be the
So this is indeed
ew
the pile of crap.
Ew.
So here's what we're doing. Here's what we're doing.
Ew.
You got to rank these 6 front offices, so you can include coaches in there as a tiebreaker.
Okay.
And you can only have one per tier.
Gross.
I tried to come up with a lineup that was going to make you struggle to even figure out who could go in 5. I wanted you to sit here with all 6 of these in tier 6 for like a solid minute, just growing.
Okay. Yeah, you're going to give me Chicago at 1.
Chicago at 1?
Yep. Yeah. I'm going to take Chicago.
They're the best front office?
The best front office of this pile of crap? Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
This is a pile. What do you mean, wow? It's not like you have like... I feel like you're acting kind of like that Houston's in here or something.
I'll tell you a team who I would easily put above the Bears.
Okay.
The Bears and Jets suck at everything, but the Jets have at least hit on their early first-round draft picks, which even the Bears have not managed to do.
It's true.
Ergo,
that's fine.
The Bears are even worse than the Jets.
Okay. I'm probably gonna have to put the Jets at 2. I think
you can still move the Bears from 1 if you.
No, this is my list.
Okay.
I'm not. No takebacks. No takebacks. Frick, man, this is where it sucks. I
still feel like there's one more low hanging fruit here.
I think so, but
I'm going to be kind of dumbfounded if you have a different low hanging fruit than I do.
I mean, they're different, but they're still bad at this. They've at least landed like good defenders. Man, I hated their draft.
I think I hated like everybody's draft on here.
I'm putting Cleveland 3rd.
Okay.
God, this is horrible to watch. The Raiders literally said, we coin flipped Arnold and Bowers. I don't care if they're both good. That's unbelievable that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
By the way, did you notice not a single person has asked where Ryan is and why he's not on the stream?
I know.
You know, he's easily the most popular of the 3 of us on here, and not one person even. Oh, it's probably because everybody already knows where he is because of his podcast. That's why.
Yeah, still they know. They heard the announcement, right? They heard about the trade. Everybody went there already.
They're just excited for when we're getting,
because my move was wasn't really announced a lot. So there, the 3 people who were like, "Oh my gosh, where'd he go?" all showed up last week. Those 3 people are like, "Where did he go?" Oh gosh, I feel like I gotta put Tennessee at 4.
Wow.
I feel like I have to put Tennessee at 4.
You are gross.
I'm not moving there too. No, I'll put the Raiders at 5.
Okay.
I hate this. This is horrible.
I hate what you did with it.
Oh,
I will say that.
Too bad.
All right, so let's see here. So this is year 5, and let me put this on screen here. Okay, these are the 5 you took. So I'm gonna re-rank them.
Yeah.
It is hard.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing because, like, I think the one thing is right is this Raiders front office. I don't know. It's to me though. It's Telesco. Telesco just did a phenomenal job with the Chargers, and I just like that's what's the problem, and that was all sarcasm, and that's the problem for me.
I think the order I would put him in is this: Jets 1, Browns 2, because the Browns, unlike most of these other teams, the Browns have actually brought in some talented players and managed to also turn that into winning some football games.
They have. I just can't overlook the Watson stupidity.
I mean, I have a laundry list of stupid things that Andrew Berry has done.
So that's my problem.
Owners are about to. But I like Kevin Stefanski. I did say that could be.
Oh, you did say that. Shoot.
I like Stefanski more than.
Shoot. Can I? Okay.
Any coach on here except for probably Salah. I think that Stefanski and Salah are similar tiers for me.
I forgot about the coach part of this.
So hang on, I got to read through these for the audio people on the podcast.
Crap.
Jets 1, Browns 2, Raiders 3, Bears 4, Titans 5, Panthers 6. The Panthers are going to have to start acquiring like any good players at all before I can bump them up this list. Like they are just horrific.
You know, coaching definitely changes how I view this for sure. For sure. I was not thinking about that, to be honest. I know you said it. I heard you say it.
I did said it.
You did, but I wasn't. I was not on that plane of thinking when I went through this. Because obviously coaching, there's absolutely no way I put Chicago 1. But again, Cleveland, what I've liked, Emerson, JOK, Newsom as a slot corner, which that's not where he was, I think where they intended him to play. I think they gave Delpit the extension after they drafted him.
Gave Ward an extension.
Yeah. Yeah, Ward, obviously. Yeah. I mean, hey, they still had Baker, what he did last year.
If they had Baker right now instead of Watson, I think they're one. Covers up a multitude of sins. But also,
I think they're 1 ahead of the Jets.
But also, Baker, it was time for Baker to go because he had lost the locker room, and and Stefanski weren't seeing eye to eye. So you had to get rid of him.
Sure.
So that's a tough look. But replacing him with Watson was like maybe the only horrific option on the board.
Yeah. I mean,
all right, you got one shot at re-ranking this now.
Okay. I think I would I'm not moving Carolina. Absolutely refuse to move Carolina. They're last.
Okay.
I want to give the Raiders some benefit of the doubt coaching wise, but I don't like Telesco. I think he's bad. I think he's bad at what he does.
Who's higher, Bears or Raiders? Bears are still higher than the Raiders for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'd still put the Titans at 4. As crazy as that sounds.
Ahead of
the Raiders? Yeah. I think I'd leave
your bottom 3 are Panthers, Raiders, Titans. I hate having the Titans there.
I don't like Telesco. I think his process is horrible. His last draft pick in the first round was taking Johnston over Addison. Like an absolute donut. So he doesn't like receivers that run fast. He's such a donut. Like I don't like that. So I can't I can't good conscience.
You had before.
Yeah, I'd like to just swap. I think the Bears and the Browns probably. Just because I'm going to give Stefanski, because you mentioned coaching, a little bit of an edge. Because I don't think Eberflus is that guy at head coach. I think that drastically changes things. But
I think that our final rankings are a lot closer here.
Yeah.
But you got Browns, Jets, Bears, Titans, Raiders, Panthers, and that's your final roll of the top 6.
That is. I think it'd be fun to do that with like teams that are like hovering around 500 in mediocrity. Of like, where would you rank these guys, right? I think Jacksonville and Minnesota, right, and like, Atlanta can be thrown in there.
For those is that they're all hovering at that spot for different reasons, though. And so,
right, but you have to still rank
to say, hey, you're going to bounce back because you didn't win many games last year because your quarterback was injured.
Right, but you put a team like Jacksonville in there, and in between Jacksonville and Minnesota, you'd probably be like, oh, Jacksonville, like them a lot better.
Jacksonville just needs a coach, and I think they could
see. I think their GM is horrendous.
I
think he stinks. Yeah, I think he absolutely stinks. So that's my issue.
That's true, but that's future looking. That doesn't really have much impact. If you swapped out,
but that's
their GM with Brian Gutekunst right now, you're probably not going to make a difference of one game for this year.
Right, but in time, I think he would undo a lot of what Balky has done. I mean, Balky, man.
It's amazing he's
so rough. Somehow Lawrence and Peterson caught fire and got to the final 8. That's why he's still here. That's it. That's the one season they got to the final 8, came back at the Charger game. Like, he would not be here. He wouldn't.
Yeah, and he shouldn't. This has to be his last year there.
I think Peterson's a little staler, right? I'm just, again, comparing them between the Vikings. Like, would you rather have O'Connell or would you rather have Peterson? To me, that feels. I feel like that's pretty clear. But like, yeah, Jacksonville.
Yeah, that's
I think they're being held back. Jacksonville really is, and it's tough. But anyway, we can make a 5-hour pod discussing all 32 front office.
We can, and maybe we will next week.
That'd be wild.
You're
gonna do it without me here next week.
Make sure that you're on the stream next week because you were talking about maybe skipping again next week.
Well, it's gonna come down to Wi-Fi, which I from what I recall, which I've been there many times, it's not great. So I don't know how it would handle it, StreamYard, but we could give it a shot at the very least.
Speaking of 5-hour pods, we're at an hour and a half right now, and my wife is going to bed pretty soon, and we got to squeeze an episode of our favorite show in before she falls asleep, and I turn into a pumpkin. So, Jake, thank you for doing this with us.
Heck yeah.
It's interesting doing 2 weeks in a row of only 2 hosts on our usual 3-man rotation here. Hoping next week we can do all 3, but it might just be me and Ryan again. So we'll see. Unless you can, find a way to find some first world internet.
Again, 9 o'clock. It could work if the internet works. That's what we're dealing with. An almost after dark type of deal. So,
Packernet after dark derailed. The problem with that
after dark.
The biggest problem with that is that Ryan is an older man than either of us, and he turns into a pumpkin at 8 o'clock. So
that
when we hit the 1 hour mark on this live stream right here, he starts yawning and stops answering our open questions. So getting him to do 9 is a long shot.
Yeah.
But hey, listen. In the words of the late great Mr. Ryan Schlip, go Pack go.